What is that? You gotta make that into a beat.
And that's why he's Pharrell, because of shit like that, yeah. Give him a round of applause, motherfucker. This is good. Pull him shot. With his new teeth and shit.
I mean, it really doesn't matter about the sound, because right now, this is the first ever podcast of the Popcornie Podcast, brought to you by Red Cyclone Inc. Mm-hmm. What used to be considered as corny is considered pop culture today, and that's what this cast is all about. I am your host, Tenacious T. Alongside me, making his podcast debut, my man, Sriracha. Literally, you need to have like a rattle.
Yeah, I needed like a little maracas in the background. Sriracha. Why not?
You know what I mean? But yeah, I'd like to welcome everybody. This is our first time, our first attempt. I've been avid in the podcast world for a couple of years now. I got a bunch of podcasts.
Now he says that, but it took about like 4 hours to start this damn thing.
Well, all right. Yeah, first and foremost, I had absolutely no fucking clue what to do. This is my first time behind the boards, and I'm very happy about it. You know what I mean? So don't rain on my motherfucking parade. Sriracha. It's hot.
We need a button.
I see like a little man jumping across the screen in a sriracha suit. You know what I mean? But yeah, this podcast is basically everything pop culture. There is really no ceiling to what we are trying to do. It's what we grew up on. You know what I mean? Like we'll touch on comic books, on movies, on television shows. You know what I mean? Like things that we hate, the worst movie ever. You know what I mean? Did you see the Olympics last night? No, because I don't give a fuck.
It's not what I was into. I'm sorry.
You know what I mean?
I was watching Morbius and it blew.
Well, Morbius, that movie's coming out soon.
They're already saying it's not.
I know, I hear.
They're already saying that he bombed another movie.
Well,
Joker,
Jared Leto is such a good actor, though. He really is. Like, I used to watch him from like Requiem for a Dream. You know, Requiem for a Dream is like a bugged out drug ass movie. Dallas Players Club when he played like the gay guy. Like his acting range is crazy. He's a very artistic person, and I respect the hell out of him.
Never was a fan of him.
You know what I mean?
The way he looked to his acting, nothing. I just never liked anything.
So what I like to make of this podcast is that we have guests that come in and talk with us. It's not a podcast about us. It's the people's podcast. This is today's entertainment.
It's all about the people.
So we have a special guest on our first episode. Godwin, talk away, brother. What's up, man?
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm special, but I guess I am now.
Hey, man, you were one of the 6 people to help make this shit work. Yo, literally, it took me trying to figure it out, Jeremy trying to figure it out, Bernadette trying to figure it out.
We like phone a phone line, phone a friend.
Like who wants to be a lifeline real quick.
He did. He's like, I'll be there in 20 minutes. And walked in, everything worked. I don't know how the fuck it happened.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was sipping a little bit during the process, and
listen,
when it was like enable cookies, I was like, I have no clue what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean? But that's neither here or there. We are here now today, so. This is more of a shoot the shit episode. In future episodes, we'll be probably having a focal point of something, of a movie, of a show, of music, cars. It really doesn't matter. But today is just a breakdown of seeing who each other are and stuff like that, and where we came from. Like Jeremy, my boy over here, Sriracha. I've known this man for like 20 years.
Has to be, right?
Yeah, it's been
literally 20 years.
It's been a long time. Yeah, we created a gang in high school. Yo.
We're gonna put that out there. Wow. Okay.
I mean, it wasn't as severe.
It wasn't severe. Let's make that very clear. Okay. Yeah,
nothing.
Yeah. There was nothing at all. You had to do a handshake. That was the most lethal thing that we had to do.
Nah, that was just an example.
They
of
sat
going
us
back
down
far.
like a Godfather scene. Like there was so many different heads of people we didn't know in the chairs. And remember what the soldiers it was called?
Now
you opened up a can of worms.
I didn't want to touch too far. It was corny as shit. We were kids.
So bad.
But you know what I mean? Like, I've known this man forever. Recently, we just reconnected again, and
Yep.
we've always had this fond love of the same, you know, of like comic books and movies and shit. You know what I mean? And we decided to come together and form this podcast. You know, it's like.
Let our powers combine.
Like, where were you have, like, what was your, like, earliest memories? Like, what brought you into, because I know you're a fanatic of comic books.
Yeah, it started, honestly, I think it was the Lou Ferrigno. I'll never forget, man. I was sitting in front of my grandmother's couch, and she just had the Sci-Fi Channel on and everything.
Good old Sci-Fi. Was
good
like
old Sci-Fi
Channel 42
Channel.
or
There's some
something?
weird
Is it
stuff
still
back in the
42?
day that would just ram me on. Yeah, you had to, and as soon as you had it, don't move. You had to
Sci-Fi
hold
was
that
always like
shit.
Battlestar Galactica.
Oh
like
my
back in
God,
the
if you
day.
try to watch that now, you're like, I watched
And then it went to
that.
like UPN
And
9.
then Hercules, the show Hercules that was on there too.
Not,
with
yo,
Xena.
9 had all the little knockoff shows.
Oh my God, yeah, that was a good show.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I
That was my first crush.
I was familiar with that, but I never watched the show like ever. You know
No,
what I mean?
I
Like,
see my grandfather. My family was very into stuff like that. Like they would pick one genre. Like my grandfather liked John Wayne.
Yeah.
So anything John Wayne, he had the VHS.
Well, John
before,
Wayne,
he
he's
had
the
the
fucking
cowboy.
dude, bro.
Imagine a fat Puerto Rican guy, cowboy hat on. You know what I'm saying? Proud that he was
John
a fan.
Wayne, America.
That America. Then if it
Hell
followed
yeah.
down the line, it was that, and it was like Chuck Norris, and it was everything Chuck Norris.
yeah, well, Chuck
Everybody-
Norris is literally a pop culture icon, like
Absolutely.
beyond belief. He's like an
Absolutely.
urban legend dude.
The man
now.
could throw the craziest kicks in the tightest jeans I've ever
Bro,
seen.
Chuck Norris to me was like kicks with like Jonathan Brandis. You know what I mean? Like, and like my stepbrother watching like Texas Chainsaw, not Chainsaw Massacre, fucking Texas
Texas
Ranger.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Oh,
man.
that-
Dude, that man would drive through the forest and trees would explode. Why?
Because the cool guys walk
It never
away.
made sense to
Cool
me.
guys walk away from
you
explosions.
look at that right now. You'll find that video.
So that's
I'm
what
telling
you were like surrounded around. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like my grandfather was like, I watched a lot of wrestling with him. You know what I mean? Like my grandfather passed away like 2000, not 2000. I mean like 1995, 96. So I'm like 10 years old. So I'm like a kid. So like
Right.
the time that I did spend with him, it would be watching. Watching wrestling, like he had comic books. He was showing me comic books, showing me his coin collection. Like every old man in the back of the day had a coin collection.
Or stamps or something.
Yeah,
you know,
something.
yeah.
But you know, like he didn't move around a lot. He only had one leg, so like he was in a wheelchair. So it was like he would do models and models planes and stuff like that. Smoke
That's cool.
7 packs of cigarettes and kill a 24 pack. Yeah. And we wonder why he didn't live to the ripe age. But that's neither here nor there. But that's where I had mine. You know what I mean?
So you think about it, it was always like invested in you.
Yeah, it was
Somebody in
there.
the
It's
family
pop
always had it,
culture,
like-
bro. It's like everybody knows who Michael Jackson is. He was just
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't have a conscious memory of not knowing who Michael Jackson is. You know what I mean? Like,
It was like my father would like Bruce Lee. He loved Bruce Lee. Everything.
what
was
do you
Bruce
feel
Lee.
about everybody saying that Bruce Lee was actually a fraud?
Yeah, I want to punch him in the throat.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, I watched.
Straight up, like, how could you even disrespect that man's legacy?
You can't.
You can't. I don't care what anybody
What
says.
Quentin Tarantino just
he
did in
was
that
threatened to
fucking,
get killed. I know that's
the,
they wanted to sue him. I
yeah,
think because of that
well,
shit.
you know, it's
Do you blame him?
defecating.
No, like they made him look like a nerd. Like
Bro,
he
I
was a
watched that
bitch.
man play ping pong with nunchucks. Okay.
You can't be a bitch and win like that. You know what I'm saying? He played against two guys in that video, just whipping in that yellow jumpsuit.
He was the Forrest Gump of nunchucks ping pong.
He was. He really was.
I
Look
got
at
shot
that
in the
boy
buttocks.
go. Yeah, but like you said, like they always pick like a genre, and I think that's what like engraved in me. And then like I like to collect as well.
Yeah. What was your Godwin, what was yours? What was your thing growing up? I mean, I was like Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, all that stuff, you know.
I like comic books like that, but I used to watch cartoons and.
I mean, bro, we were '90s kids, man. You know,
Batman animated series.
probably hands down one of the greatest series, and probably most symbolic of the Batmans. You know what I mean? Like,
To Transformers animated.
you know,
Yes, yes.
I never really cared about
Oh my
Transformers.
God.
Bro.
When they got
Like it
into
was
the
never.
animals
Don't get me
too,
wrong.
like
I
the
would watch it
gorilla
here and
and the
there, but
T-Rex.
it was never for me.
No?
It was
Oh,
never,
man.
like the movies was cool, but Michael Bay did it, so it was like Bad Boys of fucking. You know,
I
it
got that,
does that
yeah.
side angle shit. Like, but in the infancy of the Transformers movies, it was good in the beginning, and and it just got.
They
When
play
Mark
that too
Wahlberg
much.
hops in it, you know what I mean? It's like
That's
it's a
me.
stretch. It's Ted 15
Waiting for
coming
him
out
to be
soon.
in the Fast and the Furious.
I actually like
That's
Mark
when you know
Wahlberg,
he
so I can't even talk shit. I actually watched his show. He had a show called Wahlburgers.
The place was all right.
I went there right after my mom passed. Stefano brought me there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was.
The place it was alright, had some pretty good wings there.
Listen, the
It was
dessert,
like a
let's
Shake
be
Shack with
real.
alcohol.
The dessert, you ever
That's
get
really
the
what-
dessert there?
I only went there once. So.
Ridiculous. It was like little, like they can't see me, but it was huge. The cup was huge.
Yeah.
It was like a Viking mug.
But if you, what was like? You remember your first comic you bought? I know you wasn't really comic book oriented. This is mainly for him and stuff, but.
The first one, man. Well, there was two. I got two. I got lucky. He will call me spoiled because
He's fucking totally spoiled. But he spoils himself, and he earns his own money, so he can spoil himself.
You got to do it, you know. It was Sonic the Hedgehog was the first one. Sonic the Hedgehog. See, nobody would ever think about that, man. Sonic
See,
the Hedgehog was the first
Sonic
one.
was always
and I'm still
the
a
game.
huge fan of that stuff. It's really, really
Sonic
cool.
was always the game, and I remember the TV show. There was a TV show. For a
Yeah,
little
and you
bit.
know what? That was the first character I was able to draw. Was Sonic. It's still to this day like the hair was amazing, and then the hair got me, and then it was oh my god, what was it?
Was it hair though? I mean, it was, but like when he's running, it just looks like spikes on
the
his
spike,
back.
the everything. And
I think that Knuckles really showed the movement of the hair when Knuckles came around, because it's like I'm the badass, you know.
That was my brother's favorite character.
Yo, Knuckles, in the aspect
we
of
always had that debate. Yeah, it was the mullet. It was.
he was smacking the shit out of Sonic and Tails.
Did you guys see the preview to the new one?
I
that's coming
did,
out?
but I also heard that Jim Carrey, after he's done. I just heard that recently.
No, so you have to see it.
But I can understand why, because he's really anti, like Hollywood.
Yeah,
He's
been talking about
He's
it a
been
lot.
for a minute now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
he even chimed in what happened recently with Will Smith.
well,
He
that
said
was
he should have sued him. He
that's
was like, Chris Rock should
that
have sued
just
him for
he just
$200
made the
million.
announcement right after
He's
that
like-
happened.
And he made a good point. Like you poured out. He was like, you know, now he has to live in that moment for the rest of his life. And, you know, if you look at the videos afterwards, that poor guy was shocked.
Oh well.
You know, well, that's my opinion. Everybody has their opinion, but to me, I don't know, man. Yeah, that kind of.
Because of that, then Jim Carrey had that interview, and then all of a sudden he's saying he's gonna retire. I mean, like, bro, I thought you retired mad times. You know what I mean? Like, but he's an advocate for mental health, so like I appreciate him. He's evolved to past being he's like a mogul. You know what I mean? So.
He's in the actor OG category.
Yeah, man. But yo, his movies don't, like, his old like Ace Ventura don't resonate now. You watch that right now,
People laugh the same way.
it's cheesy. It's cheesy, but Dumb and Dumber is still fucking like balls to the walls, hilarious. But like the mask, I used to emulate the mask and act like it, like in front of my family. The mask was the shit.
Yeah. Oh
Yo,
my
Pet
God.
Detective is good, but you watch it now, it doesn't do it. Like
No, it still
especially the
doesn't
second
do
one.
it. No,
The
that's-
second one was the only one I actually watched in the movie theaters. When he's looking for the bat and he goes to the tribe. He said Chwucha, white devil. Sriracha.
What is this? Sriracha.
But like you watch those movies now, they don't resonate. What resonates to me is like the Truman Show. You know what I mean? Like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. You know what I mean? Like some real.
What was the number one that he did? It was 23.
The number 23.
Number
yeah.
23,
You know, I only
that
watched that
was a
movie a
good
couple
one.
times, but it was just a stretch for him to try and show like a dark side of him.
I get
you know
that.
what I mean?
No, I get that. But I thought it was a cool move that he.
No, it was.
It was to show that
everybody
he
needs
could
that.
take that side, but it was just like you couldn't take him too serious.
Well, he's a character. You know what I mean?
He's so animated. He's a living.
You watch Lemony Skicket's fucking
Bro, he throws himself on the floor.
series of unfortunate events. He plays so many fucking. Ah man.
So good. So
Yeah,
so.
somebody needs to build a statue.
Yeah. After.
Well, what was the guy that was married to his or dating his ex? What was his name? Fuck.
What in the movie?
Larry or some shit like that. And he's like, enjoy making love to my wife. like the one-liners in that movie is crazy.
Even the bloopers were really, really good for that. If you
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, when you watch the end of
Tiffany,
Oh, my God,
Tiffany was in it.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
lord,
good.
she was so bad back in the day.
He's like, I just want a motorboat.
I want to bounce those things like sugar roulette. He's definitely up there. But you know,
It's a shame, though. It is.
I mean,
you know.
it's he's woke. You know what I mean? I hate using that word, but he is.
Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry.
yeah.
My man got
He came in clutch. He
with
did.
the clutch, with the Google search.
I wish we could give him a round of applause. Like,
No, no,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
we could give him a round of applause.
Jerry,
Jerry.
you're scared of the claw. You're scared of the claw.
He's
Yo,
gonna get you.
shout out to my brother. Me and my brother are just advocates for the claw. You're scared of the claw, but
Such a classic, man.
I don't know. What would you say would be your top five? Like, I hate the top five conversation, but like of movies, just movies, because we're on the talk.
See, that's hard. I got a lot.
We brainstorm from the comic.
But
We'll get back to that later.
I'll
But
throw one out that nobody will probably realize it. The Count of Monte Cristo.
I know that movie very well.
One of my favorite movies.
Guy
The
Pearce is in
story
it.
that it tells is really, really deep.
No, it really is.
You know?
He is. It's the classic tale of being locked up for fucking like 20
It's like the
something
ultimate
years,
betrayal and the
or like
ultimate
10 years, or
comeback.
8 years, whatever it is.
It's crazy how the whole movie.
That's your favorite movie
one
of
of
all
my
time.
favorites. One of my favorites. One of my
I'm
favorites.
surprised. I'm surprised at that.
I
one.
threw that out.
I don't think that's worthy
Top.
of a
Okay,
number
no.
one
All right,
spot.
so you want to get my number one is the Bronx Tale. The number one.
Okay,
is the Bronx.
I mean that's a respectable
That,
movie,
and then-
and still holds up. You watch that shit today?
Every single
still,
time, man. Yo, and
the
message in
soundtrack
the movie
alone is crazy.
phenomenal, If you think about it.
Bring it up there.
Paid in Full is very, very good. Very good.
Paid in Full wouldn't be in my top five, but I've
Mile.
watched that movie
No,
probably.
The Green Mile. The Green Mile. The Green Mile is a phenomenal movie.
It is. It's a little too long, but
It
it's
is
a
long,
story.
but its story
You know
is
what I mean?
phenomenal.
My favorite movie of all time is Predator. It's always been
Predator's
Predator.
fucking great, man.
Predator is just like
The ultimate tough guy movie.
it's just so good. Like since I was a little kid, it was always Terminator 2 and Predator, 100%. And like Freddy Krueger's and Jason's and shit like that. But
Of course.
it's neither here nor there. Predator, since I can remember, the movie came out 1 year after I was born. It's a flawless movie. You can watch that movie right now, and there's nothing dated about it.
Nothing.
We still have those helicopters. You're fighting in the jungle.
This will make you a sexuous terror on your sores.
Yo, Jesse, slap this on your sore ass, boy.
You're bleeding. I ain't got time.
I got, yo, man,
Such a
Jesse
good
about
movie.
yo Mac and like it was Carl Weathers. You know what I mean? Like it was just a great movie.
The handshake. The greatest handshake
Bro,
ever.
I see
Yeah,
pictures
yeah.
of just whose
God,
bicep
pushing
is
too many
bigger.
bounces.
CIA got you pushing too many pencils.
Gets insulted.
King of the one-liners.
Come on, do it. Kill me.
Hey man, like I get sad sometimes. I know as we get older, like the favorites. Actors, they get older too. It's like it's sad to see like
He's still doing it.
look
Look at Arnold. He's still doing it.
yeah, he's old as shit though.
He really is. He
He's
really
so old.
is.
I'm like, but he
How
should
do
be
you survive
grateful
that
at the same time because a lot of people don't even get that far.
No.
You know what I mean?
They don't. They
To
really
still
don't.
see them trying to entertain us, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's painful. You said that's your number one.
It's kind of like I like the more comedic movies, like the Bad Boys,
Yeah.
or like All About the Benjamins.
I'm a sucker. I'm
yeah.
a sucker for a whole bunch of crazy. I'm
Money
all over.
Talks?
Like my
What
music
about Money
taste, I'm all
Talks?
over the place.
New Jack City.
New Jack City's
Yeah,
badass.
that's a good one. That's a really, really good
That's when Wesley was good. Like I would just watch that at work. We have basic cable at work. You know what I mean? But we got it streaming
got
through
all
like an
those
antenna
old
in the
ones.
window. You know what I mean? So it's like it's coming in fidgeting. We got like the bounce channel. I never even knew the bounce exactly. But yo, when I tell you the bounce channel be playing some shit. Like I walked
like
in
what the-
and Kickboxer was on one day, and I was like, dope.
Underrated,
You know what I mean?
good. Listen, it's a typical bad acting.
Well, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I don't know what is it? They're dropping coconuts on
Yo,
his core.
I love Jean-Claude Van Damme, but I can't not get out of my
That
head.
is the only good movie he's ever done.
Nah, man, sudden death.
What?
Sudden death.
No,
when
I
when
think
he's the
Bloodsport,
cop trying to
no.
get his son in, and he has to play hockey for the Penguins, and he's the goalie, and he saves the goal and wins the game. That shit is fucking epic. That shit is good. Man, I'm a hockey.
fan.
Oh no, it's not the
just
greatest.
proved that it's.
I'm a Quest. I'm a Quest guy. I like the Quest.
All right. But still,
when all the greatest fighters from all the way around the world. Now that movie's not in any of my lists as a good movie.
I couldn't put him.
It's a fun movie.
Van Damme and greatest movies ever just shouldn't be in the same sentence. I'm sorry.
I mean, he was really good in Breakin'.
No.
You ever see Breakin'?
Even
That dance movie from the '80s. He's literally.
I couldn't even take him in Expendables.
What was the other one? It was Kickboxer and Bloodsport. Bloodsport was the truth, though. But honestly, like Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's not a bro. He almost got into a fight with Jason David Frank at like a con.
And
Who was the White Rangers, Tommy the Green Ranger and shit. I actually met him at Comic-Con, which I'm excited for.
Did he fight in the cage a couple times?
JDF? Yeah, he did it like 3 times.
Like a couple times?
It was like years ago, though. He's too old for that shit now.
No, but hey, he's still fucking...
Hey, man, I got to meet the man. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's not bad.
Any it's they went off for 1 year, 2020, and then they came back with a small crowd for last year, and I think this year is going to be the big one that kicks it back off. Like I went to like 4 or 5 Comic-Cons like in a row.
You didn't go.
My homegirl, me and her cosplayed. Me and her went as Wednesday and Pugsley Adams. I look like a Pugsley. Like I have a picture of me and her in black and white. She looks like Wednesday. We look like what Wednesday and Pugsley look like when they got older. When they're in their 30s. Instead of potions, they're walking around with beers and fucking. It was great. It's an amazing time. If you have ADD, don't fucking go there. Like no, well, you're not a child who's like 5 years old. Like, yo, I went to a Comic-Con with and I don't want to talk bad. You know, I still got a great relationship with her. We're cool. But I went with her son he had some definitely ADD, something. And we went to Comic-Con and we were only there for like 3 hours. I sat online to meet Jason David Frank for 2. And I got some commemorative Batman stamps that was released that year that was signed by the artist. I sat online for that, which I still have that.
You still have those?
But hell yeah, I definitely did. It's still pressed. I haven't touched it since the day. I have it in a portfolio.
Oh, nice.
Of like, I got prints, I got shit signed by artists and stuff. Not anybody that I went to go see because I found it, so it's mine now.
Thank you.
But I do have a portfolio of prints and people signing stuff.
That's perfect.
You know what I mean? Like I'll take it as I get it, you know. But Comic-Con is gonna be dope this year. I think so.
I want to go.
I know you said you wanted to cosplay though.
Yeah.
Where do you go as fucking?
I don't know. I got to figure it out. It's my first time. I gotta do something. I gotta do something.
I don't know. Who would you be?
The General Zod. You see that toy?
What with the McFarlane one?
Yeah, the beard and everything. Why not? He's wearing armor. I'll wear a cape.
What universe is that from? I'm not too familiar with it. Earth 2?
Earth 2.
Regime in the tank top and Will Bane.
See, look at this. And now, what about you?
I'm not cosplaying. I cosplayed with my homegirl.
Sriracha.
Yes. I'm going as Tenacious T.
That's it. Perfect. Yeah, no, I gotta. If I'm gonna go, I gotta dress up.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you, man.
I don't know what I would be.
It's a costly thing, man. Like I went there and I kind of have a thing that I only find one obscure thing. You know what I mean? And I don't want to buy so much because you will go broke immediately. The second you walk in there, you see a lineup of fucking famous wrestlers, and you're like, holy shit, Razor Ramon was there. Like, R.I.P. to him, he just passed away. I'm not spending money on an autograph. I walked by him and looked at him. I'm cool with just that. I was standing next to Jerry the King Lawler. I met Ted DiBiase. You know what I mean? The $1 Million Man. Like I met that. But so when I go through there, I just want one thing. So the last time I went that I bought something, well, me and Matt, shout out to my boy Matty, we went and I found this booth that had a book of the many faces of Bill Murray. And it's like all tattooed pictures. It's like the folk art. Really? It's a folk art book of Bill Murray and all the scenes that he's done, but it's like, It's very artsy, bro. It was the coolest fucking thing. I own it. Bill Murray is a national icon, and that's my motherfucking man. So the author, he signed it off. That was the one thing I bought. Besides alcohol, I spent a lot of money. Like I'm walking around.
You got it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
You had a nice IPA.
No, but I was twisted when I leave there.
Oh, you did?
Well, bro, it's the atmosphere. You can walk around inside and getting drunk with, fucking pop culture like thrown at you.
Another excuse
You
like
see
Halloween
girls,
to dress
you see
up.
girls that never read a comic book in their life, and they're going in there dressed
take
to
the
the T,
selfies,
looking like something. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
me and Jenny, when we went and we were Wednesday in Pugsley, like people were stopping in asking us for photos. I thought it was dope as shit. Me, like I like attention.
I don't mind it at all.
I kind of crave it a little bit. I
My
kind of
friend
crave
Noah
it a
dressed
little
up
bit.
as Zelda one time for Comic-Con. And he took a bunch of photos. Yeah, he had a blast.
Yeah, I can see you as like a Deathstroke,
I would definitely.
but from like the Green Arrow series.
That's the best one.
You know what I mean?
That's,
like
in my
from the
opinion,
show.
Yeah, the guy who, what is his name? He did Spartacus too.
I don't know. I've never seen Spartacus before.
It's a good show. Spartacus.
I just heard it's like a big porno.
It's
like softcore
swinging
porn.
Unfortunately,
Which I wonder why I haven't seen it.
It's not so.
Why
Shit
haven't
is
I
swinging
seen it for?
everywhere. It's ridiculous, but the action is really good. But no, for any of them as playing Slate, I think he's the best one.
Yeah, he murdered it.
Absolutely.
I mean that Joe dude who's married to.
After seeing the other one,
He was
I can't
Flash.
do it.
He was Flash in Spider-Man,
Yes, he was. He's the one that got beat up in the hallway.
and he was also the Wolf dude in True Blood.
True
That's
Blood,
what I remember him from.
Yeah, True Blood's a great show.
It was.
They
was a
dragged
great
it
show.
out. They could have
I
stopped
mean,
it after
every show gets dragged.
After the fourth season, they could have, knocked it off.
I don't know. Let's get the Snyder cut back into it. You know what I mean? Like he was playing Deathstroke
And I liked
in it.
Luthor. Nobody liked Luthor. I liked the new Luthor. I thought his
The
personality.
dude from fucking
What is his
Network.
name? Yeah,
It
man.
wasn't Network. No. What the fuck was the name of the movie? The social media movie. He's Mark Zuckerberg. The Facebook movie. Why the fuck do I've been drinking a little bit, yo.
Somebody's got to research that for me real fast.
But I'm just really disappointed in myself that right now I don't remember it.
You know who I'm talking about.
Social Network.
But nobody liked him. I don't know why. I thought his personality was a wise ass. He was
No, he's cool. You ever see American Ultra?
Yeah,
That movie was amazing.
I don't know why nobody liked him as Luthor.
People
hate the hate.
Of course,
You
it's
know what I'm saying?
not
Like-
it's not Gene Hackman.
But you got to get past that. Nobody's going to be in Gene.
I understand, but
Hackman.
Gene
Sorry,
Hackman's
no, yeah.
performance
To be
pissed me
fair,
off,
the
too.
animated series might be the greatest Luthor ever.
Well, animated series is probably the best for a lot of shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like
It still holds the bar to this day.
I didn't really watch the Adventures of Superman, right?
My brother liked it.
I didn't really watch that.
It was good.
I was Batman the animated series.
It
Like
came
I
out
didn't
one after the other.
I
How
didn't even
couldn't you
really.
watch
I
it?
didn't even. I watched a couple of episodes of the X-Men. Spider-Man I watched a lot of.
X-Men was awesome. Spider-Man I watched.
Like,
Gargoyles
but
I watched.
that's what we're,
Right,
that's
you
what we
remember
will
Gargoyles?
eventually touch on. You know what I mean? I want to jump around. I want to experience things and give our reviews of it. Like I feel like we have a good, insight and feel because we're not a fucking fad. Everybody just became cool within the last couple of years for all this shit.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I took a while off. Like, I wanted to go out and have fun. I wasn't worried about it. As I got a little bit older, you want to know what's tricking me back? I started watching Comic Book Men. And Comic Book Men is what brought me back. And the first thing I bought again, which is now the collection that I have, was Batman, the animated series, the Batman Adventures. That was my first shits.
That was my second comic book I got for the first time.
I just got you.
Yep, and then you re-inspired that all over again. I had issue 5. That was the one I got.
But that was the best Batman. That was the best Joker. Mark Hamill, who everybody knows as Luke Skywalker.
He kills it. He even played the Joker in the video game.
Yeah, bro. I was leaving my house today. My brother just started Arkham City.
You should. That's a great game.
He's played it. He's played it.
No, but to start over again, that's a phenomenal game.
That was the Arkham Asylum is probably the most played one. I only played Arkham Knight once.
The Riddler stuff was a pain in the ass, man, in that game.
The Scarecrow stuff, though.
Scarecrow.
Are you a video? I'm not really much of a video gamer personally. Like I have a video game podcast, so like shouts out to Merkel to Mike, my boy. Like we give each other a monthly challenge, not necessarily to beat it, but to like experience the game. So like that's making me I'm more of a story dude. And I'm retro all day.
Most of the sports.
Madden, basketball, NBA 2K and shit.
Like back in the day with Resident Evil.
Bro, they just remastered all of that.
Everybody had
Resident Evil,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I really just like a good story when it comes to it, you know. With anything, if there's a show, I want a good fucking story.
Absolutely.
You know, like I play Call of Duty. I hate Call of Duty because like I sign on. I haven't played in fucking years. I'm playing against 13-year-old kids whooping my ass, talking shit.
It's frustrating,
You just
man.
gotta play the campaign mode.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
bro,
it.
I love
don't
the
even bother
campaign. The
online.
campaign mode is my shit.
Yeah, I can't bother
love
online.
missions.
Unless it was the zombies. If you did the zombie modes online and you were teamed up with
But
people,
the zombie is what
wasn't
made
bad.
those games like
My brother would play
Modern
that
Warfare
for
2.
hours,
Was it Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah,
That was like
man.
the original,
Oh
like
my
the
God. Shout
Godfather
out to
of
my
like.
brother Jeff, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to him. Come down to the gym and get touch him and get your first boxing lesson will be free. I love that. I'm digging the space that we're in right now, man. It's like I normally when I do podcasts, like I do a bunch of casts. So it's usually I'm sitting in my bedroom streaming across, you know, into Manhattan where my boy is. You know what I mean? I'm drinking a couple beers, or I'm at his house. We're actually in a gym right now. We're in Jeremy's gym, Sriracha.
We need a rattle. We really need a rattle. Shout out to my wife, Bernadette. You're a friend.
My friend.
Your friend.
Marie's mother.
Marie's mother.
Jeff's.
Jeff's. Yep.
Jeff is his, you know.
The in-law.
Yes.
The in-law. We like to break down every moment.
We have an ongoing.
You know, it's an ongoing joke.
It's an ongoing.
you know?
You'll see it throughout the course
Yeah, as
of
it
these
course of
casts.
time, it'll start clicking in.
Once again, this is just a shoot the shit episode. There is no rhyme or reason to this. You know what I mean? We are just embarking on everything that we fuck with. You know, so it's like.
And it was nice because we got a guest too for the first time.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Hey, he was the ceiling deal to make
He
this.
was the reason
this
why
operating
everything
system
started
work.
working. He literally walked in the door and stuff started working.
He was like God,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
because God wins.
We were supposed to start at 5. That didn't really happen. We started at 9. We even got chilly before we started, you know.
Yeah, you know.
It was.
Killed a half a bottle of Jameson Jack beforehand.
Which, by the way, I didn't get it.
All right, well,
This man gets
I would
me a
like
shot
to
glass and
propose a
then doesn't let me
toast
drink.
to my guy over here. On,
Shot and shut the fuck up. That's nice.
That's what it says in the
Well, I
shot glass,
can't-
people.
Nice shot glass.
these are big shot glasses, so I'm a little bitch. I'm gonna take a chaser to it.
Oh, geez, we gonna chase you with the IPA?
Nah, I got a Dr
Yeah,
Pepper to
is
the
that
side
even
of me.
better?
Bro.
Like,
Yeah, man.
I'm not
I don't know how much you want, but there you go.
Just a little swig.
Whatever's clever.
Trevor.
But I have a dope idea for this cast, and for all the listeners out there, I want people's opinions on this. But
Absolutely.
afterwards,
Salute. Oh, don't be coughing over here, man.
sorry, bro.
That's all right. It's all good. Oh, boy.
And actually, you know, it warms you up for a split second, then it thins your blood out and
Yeah,
makes
the
you colder.
sinus problem, it is.
So
going
when
on
everybody
now.
says that, you know, I was
Everybody
gonna.
gotta chase it with me.
What do you want? You
Pour it
want
in
some
a cup
Dr
for you?
Pepper?
I got you. I got some Powerade for you. See, there's nothing but love in here. If you could feel this in the air right now.
Yeah, we got a dope little
You
setup.
can't leave no man behind. You know.
So we're in the middle of J. Paul Fitness Gymnasium.
That is correct. First.
Would it be actually
time.
called a gymnasium though? Like I feel like a gymnasium would be like,
Just like.
I feel like there's a balancing bar.
yeah, like a balance beam.
Yeah. And if you actually see what I look like, you know that's not the case.
I don't see rings hanging from
No,
the ceiling,
there's not,
which we
no,
should
no.
put some rings up.
No,
in.
rings is good. You can do some pull-ups and stuff.
I mean, I'd probably hurt myself a lot more. I'm hurt all the time. I'm falling apart.
But if you're ever in the area in East Setauket, come on down. First sessions on the house, customized workouts. We have massage therapy here. We have boxing. Tommy's like the motivational guy.
I'm like the resident
he like
DJ
just comes
too.
with the building. He
I don't
really
even
does.
work out half
You
the
know what
time.
I'm saying? Godwin's a good friend. He became a handyman out of nowhere, you know. And like I said, he just walks in, shit turns on. Our bathroom light just started working out of nowhere. Speakers.
He's
just start
one of the
clicking.
few people that
Yeah,
come in
if my
after
car
hours
dies,
when
I just
nobody's
want
there.
him just to tap it real fast, and it'll just go on.
Nah, man, you're very, very talented with what you do. You're very knowledgeable, and you do a lot of good, bro. And that's
Thank
that's
you,
one of
thank
the
you.
reasons
I
why I fucks with you, man. It's the truth. You know what I mean? It's like you got young kids coming in here too. You molding men. You know, so it's important. So I enjoy the environment. I just trying to enlighten the environment. Everybody's so serious, man. You gotta just enjoy it.
You have to enjoy it. And I think that's.
But then I also crawl underneath people's skins at the same time.
Yeah.
When they don't know it's coming, I piss them off real quick. You need that extra
about to
pump.
throw up, he'll tell you you're doing one thing wrong. You don't have a happy face on.
Which
you don't want to hear when you're trying to catch your breath at the same time.
when you're pushing the prowler down
Yeah,
the
down
fucking,
and back for the third time.
you're about to throw up. Your girlfriend's on the other side throwing up around the car.
Yeah. You're fighting with your spouse, bring them on down. Don't worry about it.
Listen, this is the place to be. Great environment. Check it out. That's neither here or there. You know what I mean?
But I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, bro.
Shout out.
We have visions for the future. We have ideas.
Tell what we got growing a little bit.
So we want to. Now, shouts out to Time Warp. Time Warp is.
Who started my problem, by the way?
Yeah, well.
All right. Thank you so much, because.
Your wife blames me.
Yeah. But
Personally.
my wife has a bigger problem, I think, than we do.
Yeah, bro. She says that we don't have self-control.
No,
I'm
this
sitting
goes
at
to
home.
Walmart. I don't
I'm
wanna
sitting
talk
at
about the
home.
internet, yeah.
We go to the store. And it's like, it's we're cautious of what we're getting. I buy this guy shit all the time.
Yeah, we trade.
You know what I mean? It's like,
We do.
but it's because we're feeding our. It's a healthy addiction.
I came just here and we bought toys, just to decorate. Nobody's watching. That's it for you guys. We got to spread it. Nobody's.
But
there,
this like the collecting feel is like it sort of brings back like the feeling of being like we're getting older. There ain't no hiding that shit. You know what I mean? But it gives back like when I was a kid, like I had a comic book collection. Perfect example. I had a comic book collection. I actually rode my bike from Rocky Point to Shoreham to this comic book store, and they had the 10-cent bin, and I'd walk in with fucking $10 and walk out with 100 comics in a bag, riding on a bicycle while my mother thinks I'm down the block. You know what I mean?
And if you know that height, that is a height.
That was,
Absolutely.
and Rocky Point's nothing but hills.
Yeah, and you
that
didn't
place
drop
is.
a comic book, so
I
give 'em
was.
a round of applause. Shout out to Dory.
But like, I had that. I had the Hesh trucks. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that was huge.
like my mother collected those things, and I don't want to throw out a negative vibe because we have a great relationship now, but my stepfather at the time threw that shit out and said it wasn't manly enough. In his words, that's the way I interpret it. It was definitely different, but that's what I interpret it now as an adult. And you know what I mean? That's where it started fading. I started getting into sports more, you know what I mean? Still watching all the movies. Bro, I remember being made fun of because I went into 6th grade with the Batman Forever shirt. No, Batman and Robin with the half the Frozen logo. Like that shirt would be fucking fly as shit today, but
Right now, absolutely.
But because I was in 6th grade, like that's what you wore to your first day. I'm like, fuck yeah, you know what I mean? But
I know, I get that, man. That's what made me stop for a little bit because I got messed with.
it's like I don't understand the aspect of what made the comic world. Now, we're more of pop culture in a sense, but when it comes to like the comic book world that we are completely engulfed in now, what the fuck made it corny? Reading comics? It wasn't cool to read.
That was it right there. You had to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
You know
think
what I
about the genre too coming through. You had like Steven Seagal action flicks. You know what I'm saying? You had all that, and then nobody really.
The only
wanted-
Steven Seagal movie that matters is Under Siege, bro.
You just. I was literally gonna spit that out of my mouth.
That's
I'm
the
not gonna
only
lie.
fucking
I'm
movie.
not gonna lie. With
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Sriracha.
It's getting hot in here. Fucking stupid. Nah, but that movie.
Classic.
Bro,
That knife scene at the end.
The girl coming out the cake was like the sexiest thing to me.
That
back in the
was
day.
like for me right there. My mother whooped my ass when I rewound.
I knew what direction I was heading in my life after that one.
Oh, that changed everything.
But we had all like fighting movies has been for
like
around
above the
forever.
law was a little extreme.
Yeah, I mean,
The man got
when you
shot
start when
with
you
a
start when
double-barrel
you
shotgun,
enter
like
the
3 times.
when you hit
and
the
he still kicked the man out the window. Like that was the '80s
see
movies.
the
though.
thing
That
the
was
thing is
different.
I don't even remember that movie too much.
Listen,
Steven
man,
Seagal
it was
doesn't
so
do it for me.
funny.
I actually just recently chopped my hair off back in November. My hair was down to, like my collarbone. And I would put it in a ponytail, and motherfuckers at work would call me
You look
Steven
like
Seagal,
Steven
bro. I swear to God.
He's paying people to do moves and shit.
I
He walking your car. for
shouts
$50.
out to Building Service Metro North out there. No, it's like Steven Seagal. Like I hated that. You know what I mean? Like to chop my hair back off. Yeah. But he's not the reason why. But Steven Seagal left it with me with like exit wounds. You know what I mean? Like once.
DMX,
yeah, but it tried to integrate him into like into the hip hop. You know what I mean? It tried to make him into hip hop. Yeah. Where I think like Jet Li tried to do that a little bit as well.
Romeo Must Die was terrible.
You know what I mean? Like
the string work was like that football.
I mean, the only good part
pissed me off so much. He was running on people's backs.
Yo, people were getting
4-7, bro.
People were getting murdered so this dude could own a piece of a football team.
You think that would work on your Godwin? You think he would have ran on your back like that? Not at all. Picture Jelly trying to do that to Godwin, trying to run on his back. But man, you know,
karate shit would have went out the way.
It ain't happening at all. Smile.
I think the one that changed it was Tony Jaa, like the Umbak Thai warrior.
Oh my God!
It brought like the fighting, this Muay Thai. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really savvy in the world. I do like watching people beat the shit out of each other, but
Daquan, let him rest in peace, man. He was huge.
Yeah, shouts out, salute to Daquan, straight up and wet.
Amen. He loved that stuff. He loved, which in my opinion is really the first rated R Marvel movie. Wesley Snipes.
Well, yeah.
He loved all that stuff.
But a majority of the world didn't even know that was like a comic book movie.
No.
It was just Wesley Snipes.
I did it at the time.
Neither did I. Neither did, because at this time.
It was just another action movie.
It was well done. Well, the first one is an instant classic. That last one with Triple H and what's his name was in there.
No, Ryan Reynolds was in the second one, right? Or the
I thought
third
they were
one.
both in.
I don't know, but he was supposed to. He was Wade Wilson. He was supposed to be Deadpool.
Yeah.
That's where he started
they
as.
Twice with him as Deadpool.
That wasn't his fault.
Right. No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Both of those performances was better than his Green Lantern performance.
That I'm happy.
And that was a shame. Honestly, because that movie could have been so good because Sinestro at the end getting the yellow ring was probably the greatest part of that entire movie.
Yeah, that was.
But like they could have did
scene.
big things with that, and they never did that because that actor playing Sinestro.
See, like I'm happy enough that I've only seen the movie maybe twice since in currency. You know what I mean? Like
I usually give it a shot for no reason. I don't know why. Like maybe I could.
I mean, the man was. My phone's going off.
Hour in, like it's bad, totally bad now.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
This guy is rude as hell, man.
My phone went off, Listen, man, this ain't TV, this is radio, this is podcasting, motherfucker. You think I give a this is my podcast. It's our podcast. We do what the fuck we want in here. Yeah, like if there's ever a crowd, if there's ever a crowd in here, I already know those guys. We're gonna be podcasting, gonna be making motherfuckers work out and shit.
Yo, that's not a bad idea.
You know what I mean?
As soon as you get the visuals going.
Yeah. Drop down, give me 20. That was it.
I feel you.
Every time your phone goes off, get that.
yeah. Every time you shoot that text out.
What out of any type of universe do you want to see like a movie of? You know what I mean? Like you can do like Marvel, you can do like any like book, you can do whatever. What do you want? Like a video game? Like Witcher came out. You know what I mean? Witcher was a video game, which I'm just starting to play now. Witcher 3, and then it became a show on Netflix.
Yeah,
you feel me? So that's just an example of an incarnation of making something.
Did they ever try to make a Final Fantasy movie?
I think there was an animated movie, like an
just
anime.
Recently, actually.
Which I can't stand anime. I don't know. I don't understand the appeal of anime at all.
Because I like the Dragon Ball Z stuff, but like I don't know the Titan stuff that's out now. I'm not a fan of that shit. I don't like it.
I think a Final Fantasy movie would be pretty cool.
I think that'd be awesome, especially with the special effects and everything they could do now. I think they would kill it. They absolutely would.
It would have
Final Fantasy VII still to this day is probably one of the greatest games.
Well, but the
yes, it was. You remember that, right? The
PlayStation 1.
Yes, yes.
I wasn't fortunate that grow up with consoles and stuff like that. I always played at everybody else's house.
Josh Olsen's house and sit on that wooden floor every day, man.
Check on my Gamer Rage retro video game podcast that I do. Like that's an ongoing thing. Like I did not grow up with the consoles and shit. I played it at everybody else's house. I got N64 was my first one, and
that was awesome.
I cheated with that for fucking.
Come on, let's be real. All right,
yeah.
Let's be real. The fathead mode with the golden gun.
But you said Final Fantasy. What would you? It could be anything. You know what I mean?
I told you this, I would like to see an actually Namor movie with everything going on, but
I feel like Namor would be better as a show.
Yeah.
Namor definitely.
Like what they're doing with Moon Knight. I think it's about time.
We already have one water, out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think.
And I see right through that fucking Jason Momoa. You can't make Aquaman cool. I don't care. See past you, Jason Momoa. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you were bad in the movie. I just see past Aquaman being cool. Aquaman's not cool.
You gotta admit, from Super Friends, from like the '70s to now, it is a huge difference.
Man.
Aquaman, he was a bitch.
Aquaman is Kuthar Pali in fucking The Big Bang Theory, dressing up while he's on his fake little fucking horse. That's Aquaman to me.
This guy really hates Aquaman.
I don't like. I can't stand Aquaman.
What happened to you as a child?
Aquaman's corny as shit, man. Name one good thing about Aquaman.
You talk to the animals, right?
Yo, dude,
he can swim. He can hold his breath really long.
He can talk to fish.
He can come out of the water dry.
Yeah, but he's just corny. There's nothing cool about
it. No, but Namor I think would be better. Because
Namor is better.
He is the first mutant.
Yes.
First hero to ever fly.
Let's be politically correct and say that the first one in comic books to be a mutant, where Apocalypse is the first mutant of mutants.
Listen, I'm literal, so first is first for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
First one in the comic book, he's the first mutant to be hybrid, thinking about that too. He's probably one of the most durable, strongest ones out there. He doesn't get enough credit for that role. And he's a badass prince. He's not a bitch. Like,
I agree 100% with you.
Think about it, he's an awesome man. He could be a great villain in almost every movie that's out right now.
Bro, I have the perfect dude to play him.
They dropped hints in Moon Knight. In the store, they had Atlantis.
Which the first episode of Moon Knight just did air.
It's so spoilers. I'm sorry.
Well, by the time you hear this podcast, it will probably be the third or fourth or fifth episode.
Absolutely.
But just so you know the time frame that we're in, which was crazy.
As long as it did the setup.
Are you savvy? Are you savvy in the like Infinity War and Endgame and all that shit, like all the Marvel movies?
Not too much. I'm trying to catch up. I still haven't watched freaking Galaxies.
Guardians of the Galaxy. It's my favorite.
And it's putting a big hole in the whole story.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite of the individual movies.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's hard to top the Avengers and like Infinity War, even Age of Ultron. Like just I don't want to ruin it because he's not.
Age of Ultron. I still people hate.
Me and you will dive down further on another cast on.
No, absolutely.
All
I'm just saying it's actually one of my favorite Avenger movies. Is Age of Ultron.
I mean the dialogue.
Well, we go through
James
that
Spader
for
is
another
fucking
podcast. Absolutely.
Yeah, 1000%.
But like people say now too. Now with everything that's happened, I'm
gonna be honest. There's been enough time out there that there ain't no fucking spoilers. Okay, so you can actually say. I was just saying that in the. You know what I mean? That shit's fire.
Now I get it.
But like Guardians of the Galaxy really brought the first cosmic. You know what I mean? Like there's different realms of the superheroes. There's superheroes like Hawkeye, who is like people military. Then there's mutants. There's people with powers and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's like, and it goes higher and further along. You know what I mean? I call it tiers. I just recently looked it up. It's like the street tier, the world tier, and then the cosmic tier. So in the Marvel universe of all the phases that we've been through, the first cosmic, to me, was Guardians of the Galaxy. Everything else was Earth-based, except for Thor.
I was literally going to say, what do you think about Thor?
I don't like Thor. I think Thor's corny. I think Superman's corny. All these people with all these fucking ultimate fucking powers, like you ain't shit.
He hates on Superman.
Superman's the corniest character ever. No, don't get me wrong. He's badass. He is. I'm just a hater of him because he's like the ultimate
positive characters. Okay.
He's like the ultimate
God
being.
forbid his upbringing.
Like that's why I like Luthor is because he is a regular person who outthinks that motherfucker. You know what I mean? But nobody else can do it. Batman can do it, but Batman's a detective. Batman is dope because he's a person doing
realistically,
something.
I'm
you know
sorry.
what I mean?
Batman loses no matter what to Superman.
Yeah, bro. Superman kills everybody, bro.
Yeah, I'm tired of this.
I mean, there's people
it's like
that are.
Nas and Jay-Z. Nas won. Stop having that debate.
If you're talking about the DC universe, but if you're talking about the universe in its entirety, which will lead into...
Oh, we're going to get deep like that.
Well, because we are coming to a certain number in time.
Yes.
That I would be perfect to interject exactly what we're talking about into something else.
Tune in next time. Same bad channel, same bad time.
No. But in all, I kind of have this idea because like you were just stirring that up. So the idea is to like have an overall draft, maybe like a recurrent segment on the cast where we have a draft, like back in the day when wrestling split from Raw to SmackDown. They took all the wrestlers and they brought them out. You know what I mean? I want to have and we can also have an interactive one with the audience if the audience wants to interact in the conversation and in the talks. But I want to have a factions. We draft our own.
Like March Madness.
You know what I mean? But of everything. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be comic books. You can have the Terminator up in this motherfucker. You can have...
Indian McCover,
You know,
Chuck Norris.
think of Mortal Kombat. Think of
come on.
Think
Come
of
on. Indian McCover.
think of Injustice and fucking and Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean? You know how they bring Jason Voorhees is in this. Like, let's draft up a fantasy fucking pop culture thing. Where we split into the tiers. I was thinking about this.
I like that.
Having a tier as a street character. A street tier is like people like Spider-Man. People like Daredevil, where they're secluded to their areas. They are, you know what I mean, like Green Arrow. He's in his area. Flash is over here.
With Luke Cage, Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones. You know what I mean? Hell's Kitchen, all that stuff. Like, but it could be anything. Like, say if we decide to have like a tier of animals, like you can have motherfucking Underdog in this fucking thing. It could be anything.
Underdog was amazing.
Bro, hell yeah, bro.
Mighty Mouse is me because I
But
built up top.
that's kind of what I want to kind of do to make us have a segment.
Yes. So so we could put like Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, you can, bro, anything. You can do Roadrunner if you want to. I don't know why you would.
What are you talking about?
You know what I
Do
mean?
this right now? Mighty Mouse, so you don't like.
No, I'm just talking about like anything and everything. Like Marvin the Martian.
My team is gonna whoop.
My team's gonna whoop your motherfucking
You don't
ass.
even understand.
But everybody that would like to interact, put your draft in at the comments.
Please.
It would be awesome.
Just
you know what I mean?
Mighty Mouse whoops that ass as
well. But also we will
everybody.
We
Thanos
will
got nothing.
have a focus point of each month where we review a movie or we review a show or a game or toy line or whatever we decide to do. You know what I mean? Like, so we have a base, a body, and then our recurrent segment of our draft.
I like it.
Which I think we should, because recently, me and this guy over here, Sriracha.
Absolutely. I hope it echoes.
And it's funny because I don't even say my name because I don't care. But Sriracha just has that.
I'm so glad we did that.
Just shouts out to Bernie, my friend, Jeremy's wife.
My friend, my wife.
No, my friend.
Now I'm getting confused now.
You said that not me. Bernadette's my friend, your wife, Marie's mother,
the mother of my
Jeff's
child.
sister-in-law, and your mother's daughter-in-law.
The godfather
okay?
of my child.
Yes.
Right? That's it. That's where it ends, right?
What's up?
That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a forever ongoing thing.
Yes, it goes
But
on and on. And on.
Recently, we've been talking. I don't hate Lord of the Rings. I don't.
He's gonna do this.
I don't hate Lord of the Rings. But
This guy likes to whip his
I
wand
think
out
that
like fucking
Harry Potter. I think that
Okay.
Harry Potter is a better
plays
fucking
with children.
better movie. I think it's I think the series of movies is better than Lord of the Rings.
People with swords and kids with wands. I'm sorry.
Listen, it's
The
a lot more
dwarves
than
would
that.
eat
Like the
these
Bruins
guys.
was like.
He
Listen,
likes to
man.
ride the shit. I'm sorry. Hopefully there's no. is
Listen,
there
you
an
guys
age
can
limit on
bring it
this
to
thing?
any innuendo that you want. That's in your thought process. Me, it's just the sequence of growing up, the rite of passage between these kids who become wizards and then become masters and shit hits the fucking fan. Through a periodic
But I
sense
need
of
10
movies.
for that to happen.
It's 8
Mine happened
movies.
in 3.
Yes, but three movies, it doesn't matter. What
It
was
does. I did
no?
it. We did
Because
it.
you do the
You'd have to
extended one. They're
drag it
4
in.
hours a fucking piece. You're looking at 12 hours.
See how
How many
passionate
fucking?
he gets
It's the
about
same
this shit?
amount.
It's
I don't
terrible.
hate on Lord of the Rings. I don't. It's just too fucking long. So I'll tell you what. I think that our
Yeah,
focal
just eat an
point.
edible and just
our,
get back.
our
You'll
fo-
be
well,
all
I
right.
can't do all that. But that's neither here nor there. I can drink, but I say our first cast with a topic is we will review Lord of the Rings and the first 2 Harry Potter
I
movies.
know, I have to watch it. He's like, did you watch it the other day? I was like,
I'm gonna fucking.
I tried, and then I
I
shut
don't
up.
think I've ever watched any of them. I read the first book and that was it.
Yeah,
I read
he
the
keeps
books
telling
of
me to
Lord
read
of the
it.
Rings.
Which
I've
book,
never
though? Harry
opened up.
Potter or Lord of the Rings?
I
See,
never
you
opened
knew.
up Harry
Forcefully read it in
You,
8th grade.
you. I've been trying to. I've
Harry
been trying to
Scarf,
get
like,
more.
That's how bad it was. He
I've been
couldn't
trying to
read
get
that
more
book
into
again.
reading, but I always just revert back to comic books. It's better, it's fun, and I can read it on my tablet as I go.
Freaking Harry Potter book is like a Bible.
Bigger.
That thing's thick.
So,
This stuff is ridiculous.
I will. We got that.
Yeah.
First 2 Harry Potters and
I'll
the
do that,
4
absolutely.
hours of Lord of the Rings that I
See,
just had to
he's like,
fucking
I don't
watch.
hate on it. I'm just gonna bomb on it for the next 5
So
minutes.
you got to watch 2 movies.
Yeah, I'm
in
gonna
the
let him
sense of
have
one
his
movie.
moment on this. Don't worry.
Listen,
When
I
have
will
to
give
sit
a fair
through
shake
the
to it.
2 terrible movies
I will
that
give a
these
fair
children
shake to
write
this.
in
I will give a
freaking-
fair shake to this.
Yes.
So, but before we end this off, I will start the clock for the draft. Right now, we are draft 1 street tier.
One
and I
street
will,
tier.
one. That's it. 1 street tier, and I will draft 1 street tier, and that's how we will start the ongoing draft until
How
the
many
ultimate
people
battle.
can we have in this?
That hasn't been established yet. I think more of maybe 10 to 12 street tier, like 4 or 5 world tier, and maybe 2 cosmic. You can have maybe a machine,
Okay.
a sidekick. You know what I mean?
Down. Okay, I like it.
I think this is in the infancy of it. It's just
Yeah.
a snowball of an idea.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But in order to start it, we have to start the draft off.
Okay.
All right. I will give you first pick. Sriracha.
The
You have a
pressure's on
street.
now.
You write this down. You have to categorize this. You have to make sure that you know what you're in.
I got this. I got this.
What is your first?
Oh, you want me to tell you?
Yeah,
now?
no, you have to put it down.
Oh,
Yeah.
right now? For
Yeah,
my
you're
street
picking.
guy right
you're,
now?
You're the,
I'm
you
gonna
got
do
the
it?
number 1 draft
All
pick
right, all right,
of
all
a
right.
street hero.
I'm gonna put DD, Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Sorry, man. Technically, without my listen, without my glasses, I'm Daredevil. I can't see nothing.
I will let
But
you.
my hearing is phenomenal. I have to do it.
God.
I'm sorry. Here you go. So you guys got like Punisher, right?
Bro, that's
I'm helping him out.
I know, but you just literally blurted out the one that I want.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think I was gonna go with like Luke Cage.
There you go. Right
Yo,
there.
Luke Cage is dope.
Write it down.
You know, I'm gonna go with Ryu.
I like that.
From
I
Street
like
Fighter.
That. You know what? That's pretty good.
I'm gonna
I
go
haven't
with
seen that
Ryu
coming.
from Street Fighter.
haven't
That's
seen
my
that coming.
first street dude. Because remember, this isn't.
Why you
This
think I
is
wrote DD? Just
this
in
is
case?
this is everything and anything. You know what I mean? It doesn't have
All
to
right,
be.
jot yours down. Go ahead.
All right, so we have now the start of the draft.
I like it.
We have with Daredevil. We got the man God himself, Luke Cage, and I have chosen Ryu. I ain't even managed you,
You
brother.
gotta admit, when he's fighting in those scenes, he's just smacking people. It's so funny. He's getting hit. He looks at you, just put you down.
Well, we are going to wrap this podcast up. I am Tenacious T. This is Popcornie Podcast. You are Sriracha. And our special guest that has now entered the draft. So whether you're here in the physical or not, you are part of,
That's it.
officially part of this draft. We will relay what we will relay. You got a month to think about it.
We should.
We will have one world and one more street
Okay.
to pick for
pick
next
for the
time.
next
So it
time?
gives you time to think.
Okay.
But this is what you call it, the Popcornie Podcast. You can follow all of Red Cyclone Inc.'s podcast on all streaming platforms, mostly Spotify. You can follow Red Cyclone Inc.'s It Gets Better, I Swear, the Wrestling Babble on Spotify, on Tumblr, Twitch, SoundCloud, all under Merc with the Mic and Red Cyclone Inc. You can also follow my other podcast on all of those platforms of Not a Trekkie, of On Shell Shock, the Game of Rage podcast, and the Morphin Cast. You can check out all those podcasts there. Always a shouts out to Louis Beans, the man who makes all this happen. He's our editor. Thank you. This is our first one. Many more to go. Yeah. Chop and piece together. Shouts out to Merc with the Mic. That's my boy. That's my co-host for many other things, and also my co-worker at work. We are partners at work. Rock with him. That's my dude forever. Always just shouts out to Game On, retro video game store based out on Long Island in 3 separate locations, one in Miller Place, one in Smithtown, one in Patchogue, and just recently opened up an arcade over at the Smith Haven Mall called Game On, where you can bring your kids for $10, adults are $20, and you get a stamp, and you could play arcade games like it was back in 1984.
Just walked through the mall and saw that store.
Bro, super dope. I went there for my birthday. I know the owner, Tristan. Tristan's a great dude. Go and check that place out. Follow all of our Instagram pages. You can follow me at tots_guwap, just for the fuck of it. You can also follow
Sriracha at J Paul Fitness. Paul is spelled Pahl.
Anybody who is in the vicinity of Long Island, of Nassau, Suffolk County, come on down to J Paul Fitness. First session is on Sriracha.
And you better come in and say it like that, or the session's
you
not
will
on
get
the
a
house.
discount from me. I will pay for your discount.
Absolutely.
You come in here with that Sriracha.
And you got
Also, the B Paul massage.
yes. That as well would be discounted as price. All members do get a discount as well. Come on down and try it out.
Takes most insurances.
Yes.
So
yes.
phone ahead, email ahead, and you will see if you're covered by your insurance. So everybody be safe, peace out, and as I always say at the end of my podcast, fuck Zordon.